Do you think anyone will watch the stream on GTA 6 release day? Aye. Yes. I don't know what they're going to do with Grand Theft Auto 6. I really don't. The main thing, one of the main things that interests me about Grand Theft Auto, I don't want any arguments in the chat here, is all the humour in Grand Theft Auto 5's got that kind of edgy white air or sort of tongue-in-cheek. People are saying dodgy things, but were perhaps meant to be laughing at them. You know, that whole kind of thing, right? Sort of stuff that worked maybe like South Park satire like 10 years ago. Wait, how old is it? Grand Theft Auto 5. Real life is more outrageous. I fucking know, Jordan. Real life people get their face stabbed in. It doesn't mean you stick in a fucking game. Um, 12 years. I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm not saying it's up to them. It's their business. But I have thought, I wonder how that'll go down. Like what they'll do. Because things have changed a lot in 12 years. Things haven't just changed a lot since the 70s or the 80s or the 90s. Things have changed a lot in 7 years. Since social media and people being a lot more aware of other people and other people's thoughts and things like that, and people being able to voice their complaints a lot more about something they've not been able to voice, get their voice heard before. So everybody's a lot more aware, and then that divides people into the kind of, alright, I won't do that anymore, and I don't give a fuck kind of thing. And then you go, I don't know, is there any in between? I don't know. But so I wonder what kind of humour they'll go for. GTA has gone woke. They'll say, I wonder, I mean, what would they put in? What would they do? What could they do? The options are, right, we don't put in any kind of edgy stuff, anything that could possibly offend, right? Right, would that work? Probably no. We put edgy stuff in, but it's towards the people who want to be all kind of edgy and want that and would say, oh, you've gone woke and all that. And what, just that? Or what? What does it look like? Punch upwards, CEOs, etc. Yeah, what was it? What was in it actually? Now that I think about it. You think about something like San Andreas or something. Or even actually, am I talking shite? Might be talking shite. Is it that edgy? Is it really? The odd kind of thing in it that's a wee bit outdated, but really, how much is it intrinsic to the fucking whole, story, the whole thing? Actually, now that I think about it, I might have heard like one thing, two things, thinking, I wonder if you'd be able to do that these days. But it's actually no that much when I think about it. Probably some misogyny and things like that. I kind of almost 90s style. Actually, I can imagine it being alright. GTA has always been woke. It's been a commentary of America's ignorance. It's always had that kind of thing. I can actually imagine being fine. I'm just going through things. I'm like, what? Give me some examples. You know when you've got an opinion, and then somebody goes, well, like what? Well, just they things. They say. Any examples? and you're like, and you're like, is it? You know, sometimes you've got a kind of abbreviated sort of way with your thoughts and memories. You go, well, imagine somebody says something dodgy, and then somebody says something dodgy again, or something like that, right? Or it could be a place that you've been and you didn't really like it. Could have been a smell. It could be fucking anything. And then you've not actually remembered exactly all the wee details. Your mind just went like that. Stop taking notes. Stop counting. You just know now, right? And that's all you need to know. Just package that up into you don't like it. You don't need to remember all the details. Trust me, you do not like it. It's like that. I mean, I like Grand Theft Auto. I don't mean that. It's I think I've heard things in it. I'm like, oh, I don't think you would get that these days. I bet you're all racist. Oh, that was a cracker jack. That'll be alright, actually. See, when I think about the wee stories, right, there's what's his name, and what's his name. They're doing all their stuff. Is there anything? I think it'd be fine, actually. I completely U-turned. Trevor was kind of annoying to me. Trevor's dated, but not just in a... For me, he's not just dated in that whole... Oh, you can't say that anymore. Why? I mean, part's a bit shite. Couldn't stand Trevor. It's a bit kind of... You know, somebody's writing it like that, and then he says this, and then he does that, and like that. And it's all that loud way that he is doing that. Like it's meant to be outrageous, and it isn't really. I mean, fuck me. I mean, think about how times have changed in 12 fucking years. And in terms of what people might find shocking or no, in terms of... it's funny. Some things are more acceptable and those acceptable, and if he was to say something about, I've got a vague memory of being drunk and shagging a goat, for example. Nobody would give a fuck. It's not that, like 12 years ago, shagging a goat was unacceptable, now was acceptable, now it isn't. Unacceptable, now it is. It's just like there's been more internet, if you know what I mean, in the last 12 years. People have grown up being exposed to all sorts of things on Twitter, YouTube, and then all the kind of verticals. Exposed to everything. You wouldn't be able to do some wee commentary on, how everybody's all looking at themselves all the time on phones. Be like, oh, come on, fuck, man. That part's 10 years old. Now we don't talk about bad things about the goat. What would it be? Wonder how they could improve it. What could they do? What could they make? How could they make it better? The graphics are better. What would it be? More people on the street? AI or something similar to AI? Some random encounters? Rami Malek style? What could it be? What's the big fucking... The big leap? Grand Theft Auto 2 to Grand Theft Auto 3, 3D now. Grand Theft Auto 4, online. Grand Theft Auto 5, graphics are much better. And I had Vice City in San Andreas. What ideas could they put in Grand Theft Auto 6? It's not to do with the graphics so much. It's not to do with things like that. What's the fucking... Nobody gives a fuck about VR. What's the big idea? A big idea that you're like, that's really clever. That's really clever. That is very clever. That's scary. Also, the gameplay was boring. I got quite bored with the stories and things like that. AI NPCs. I can imagine people like recording bits and a bit of outrage about this just happened. Interesting to see. If I was them, I would just pull the plug on it. I would just go up. We tried, we can't really actually come up with it. Just, but we're going to do some upgrades to Grand Theft Auto 5. We've perfected it. The graphics are going to be better, and how are they going to make Grand Theft Auto 6 a more profitable thing than Grand Theft Auto 5, which is, for what I read, the most profitable entertainment product that has ever been made. Is that right? More than any film, any game, any telly thing, any live show, tour. I think it's something like that. It's like 500 million made alone with the shark cards. I think $500 million anyway alone with the shark cards, if I remember correctly. 500 million with that. See, if you've got 500 million, that means you could lose $1 million and not even notice it. You could tap somebody in the shoulder and go like that up there, look. And when they look back, $1 million's missing. And they wouldn't even notice it. Shark card, that's a kind of their money thing. In-game currency. Arse Reaper says, I lose millions every day. It's fucking lose. Lose. L-O-S-E. I know it's got the O sound. You don't do two fucking O's. Imagine they made it like Rust. Like a kind of, if you go away, come back. In fact, is that not the way it currently is? No. I can't remember. You know, a kind of, if you go away for half an hour in real time, half an hour and the game has elapsed, somebody could be breaking into your base right now. GTA RP is a big thing. We'll probably tap into that, Mel. I think it's quite a niche thing, GTA RP. It isn't if you're streaming. If you're a streamer, you might have heard it. But for the general public, pretending to be somebody, yapping away and you can't break character, I think most people don't play games like that. You would hate it, says 19. You don't know that. I know that I would, but you don't know that.